Hey everyone, before I even start reading or referencing this article in regards to the border crisis that we're having in Canada, where you're seeing there's this constant massive influx of illegal, not irregular, the political hacks in the media and these leftists and even some of the conservatives where they're talking about like it's irregular border crossings. No, it's fucking illegal. They're breaking the law to come to this fucking country. And you're seeing that it's your mindless enforcers of the state. And you know what? Look at these people. They're all white. So all of you people that want to play your identity politics game, whether you're from the right or the left, yeah, it's your white counterparts that are allowing and promoting this shit, right? This is so the people that you should be mad at. And I guess in some way I'm kind of pointing this out to you, like people like you, Alex, it's your white overlords, right? It's your family that's allowing this shit to happen, right? So I don't understand this whole, oh, we're all supposed to have this in-group or this tribalism bullshit. Like, and I get we're gonna hammer this stuff out eventually. Trust me, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there and we can clarify a lot of this stuff. But it's like, do you not realize now, are you not starting to understand a little bit where I'm coming from when I say, like, stop playing this identity politics game and this collective group thing? Listen, white people, just because I share the same skin color, look it. If my people that shared my same skin color, if we were all the same and I should respect people because you have my same skin color, well, they would be fucking, these people, these cops, the ones that when you were standing there at the border there, you and Faith Goldie, when you're standing there, did you see those white cops that were more than willing to say, hey, I can't invite you in. It's against the law, but if you want to come across, I'm not going to stop you. I'll just tell you, you got to be arrested, you go here, but then you get all kinds of fucking freebies. Very fucking white, those people. Very, very white, right? Very much ancestral Europeans. So why do you think you got to raise and elevate them people above anyone else? Or make it so that it's all about, tribalism? Once again, just like Jordan Peterson said, well, I've said in the past, long before even Jordan Peterson become popular. I was out here doing my thing long before even people even knew who the fuck Jordan Peterson was. Fuck this tribalist bullshit. Let's deal with each other as individuals. That way we can hold each other properly to account. But, anyways, sorry I go on a little bit of a rant there, but I do want to say that I really appreciate the fact that you, Alex, and you, Faith Goldie, Alex Van Ham, Faith Goldie, that you have been both down there at least, doing some on-the-ground reporting, which is something that is, obviously much better than people that are fucking armchair quarterbacks. Even people like myself, I'm not down there in the border. So, I really appreciate the fact there are people down there at the border giving us some real visual evidence. But like I say, before I even start into this article, I just want to preface once again that you're down there. You're down there. Who are the people that are allowing this shit to happen? Who are the mindless order followers that are just going by whatever their political masters tell them, right? It's obviously these officers down there. And even if someone might say, oh, you might have the right opinion, as far as like what Faith was saying in regards to the fact that, we should create, like the border is all considered unofficial port of entry, right? So that, we can turn back these. Yeah, maybe the guy said that, yeah, I kind of agree with you. It makes sense. It makes sense to me. But at the same time, for his paycheck, he's still following the orders of his political master, right? So even though he's seemingly, maybe his own personal opinion might contrast or is against what his political masters are telling him, the political decrees that they're putting forth and presented, but he seems more than willing to be like, my paycheck relies on it, so hey, I'm going to do what I got to do. Hey, hopefully you fuckers can tell these fuckers to do something different, and then I'll do something different. Like, shouldn't you take some initiative yourself? Are you not an individual? Right? Are you not a sovereign human being that has your own mind? Shouldn't you, like, I'll tell you exactly what I would do. Well, first of all, I'd never be a fucking order follower for the state ever in my life. But if I was dumb enough to do something like that, I would at least be saying, no. Hey, I'm supposed to protect the country, right? I'm a Canadian law enforcement officer, right? So I have to protect the laws of the country. And there's a law that says that you're not allowed to cross these borders. So, hey, if you're telling me I should have let them do it, I'm saying I got a problem there, and I'm not going to do what you tell me. And if you keep telling me that's what I got to do, then fuck you, I'm leaving my job. And some people might say, oh, well, someone will step up the plate and do it. Well, then let that other piece of shit step up the plate and do it. But do you have to be a piece of shit yourself? Is that the measure how we deal with each other now? It's like, well, there's another immoral piece of shit that'll do something, so I'll become an immoral piece of shit because, well, oh, they might take my job. What? Like, anyways, let's get into the article, folks, because, yeah, I've got lots to say in reference to this particular topic and in regards to this particular issue. This the Toronto Sun. Malcolm. The facts abound. We've got a border crisis. Yeah, no shit, Dick Tracy, right? There is a crisis on Canada's southern border, and while the Liberal government insists that everything is under control, any casual observer can see that our laws are not being enforced, our generosity is being taken advantage of, and our border is open to anyone who wants to walk in. Consider the following facts. More than 50,000 people came to Canada last year to submit refugee applications. This is the largest number of asylum claims in modern Canadian history. The plurality of asylum seekers illegally walked across the border at one location, Roxham Road in rural Quebec. Investigations have shown a coordinated human smuggling ring is aiding this steady flow of migrants into Canada. The number of border hoppers at Roxham Road has tripled since last year. Migrants cross illegally to bypass the Safe Third Country Agreement, a treaty that prevents Canada from accepting asylum seekers coming from the U.S. It's a loophole and one that is being manipulated by human traffickers. Illegal border crossings fall under the jurisdiction of the RCMP, but as reported in The Sun, CBSA is also mysteriously stationed at Roxham Road. CBSA officials are being muzzled by the Trudeau government and have been told not to talk to the media about the surge in illegal migration. Each asylum seeker is entitled to a trial to determine if they are truly a refugee. In 2013, the acceptance rate for asylum claims was 44%. The Trudeau government made changes to the refugee determination process, including skipping important steps like interviews. As a result, the acceptance rate jumped to 70%, the highest in 3 decades. This means under Trudeau, Canada now accepts as genuine refugees people who would have been considered illegal migrants under every previous Liberal and Conservative government. Asylum seekers get access to housing, social welfare, education, health care, and the interim federal health program, which gives them access to dental and pharmaceutical care above and beyond what Canadian taxpayers receive. Above and beyond what you, the tax serf, the wage slaves in Canada, what you're entitled to, even though you're the one that's forced to provide and pay for all this shit. So you're not really entitled to anything if you're already forced to provide or pay for them in advance. But you're not even entitled to that. But these illegal asylum seekers, well, they are. Each asylum seeker collects somewhere between $15,000 and $20,000 in handouts per year from Canadian taxpayers. Quebec has begun ringing the alarm bell and demanding more help from the Trudeau government. In response, Trudeau agreed to begin transferring migrants to Toronto rather than Montreal. Before the feds made this pledge, Toronto Mayor John Tory made an urgent request for help with the housing of asylum seekers. The number of migrants in Toronto's homeless shelters has jumped by 500% in the past 2 years. So creating lots of work for the deep state, for the bureaucracy, for the mindless enforcers, for the public sector, but a big detriment for you or I. Illegal immigration will cost Canadian taxpayers hundreds of millions of dollars each year. Quebec alone is demanding the feds pay $146 million, while the city of Toronto is facing another $64.5 million. There are now more asylum seekers who crossed illegally into Canada under Trudeau than the number of Syrian refugees accepted in 2016, right? Holy shit, folks, like I say. And that's in addition on top of it. And then you got the legal migration that's in excess of now 300,000+ per year, which for the next 3 years to 2020 is going to be over 1 million. So, like, look at what's happening here in Canada. Your whole demographics, your whole society is being arbitrarily changed by political decree or by political edict. Once again, folks, the social contract, whoosh, it's been torn up. And it's just pure lawlessness at this point, as we're seeing. On Roxham Road, our laws are not being enforced. They're being trampled on. Migrants are purposely circumventing Canadian border laws and an international treaty. They're crossing illegally, and our officials are being told to stand down. As a result, more and more self-selected migrants, people who have not been screened or vetted by our intelligence services, show up by the busload every single day. In excess now of up to 150 plus per day, folks. And we're not in the summer season yet. So you know the numbers are going to get even more increased by that point. The Trudeau government refused to admit there is a problem. Trudeau himself tried to blame it all on Stephen Harper, while independent Liberal Senator Ratna Omidvar blamed the problem on xenophobic Canadians. They're both wrong. This is a crisis of legitimacy, and Trudeau only has himself to blame. Well, no, there's plenty of blame to go around. But Trudeau with his fucking tweets and saying, oh, we'll welcome you. Of course, when you're the so-called leader of a country and you say, hey, come on in, come one, come all. Well, yeah. Of course, a lot of the blame can be fucking placed squarely at the feet of this piece of shit. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.